and welcome to KidRunner. The following video is going to have 3 sections. First, what are the major components of a KidRunner? Second, how do you adjust your KidRunner to optimize its performance? And third, how do you take apart a KidRunner and put it back together again? So let's go ahead with the first section. What are the major components of a KidRunner that you need to be aware of? Let's start at the top. First, the waist harness. The waist harness has a clip and is adjustable from waist sizes between 24 and 48 inches. We have an integrated quick release dog leash tether. We have ventilated side and back panels. We have a quick release pin that connects to the bow. The bow connects to the forks with a quick release that enables you to adjust the bow back and forth depending on your height and the size and weight of the kid, and we'll get to that later. Moving back, we've got 20-inch high-performance magnesium wheels, both with quick releases. You've got quick release hub adjustment, which enables you to pitch the cockpit back and forth depending on the size and weight of your kid and the height of the runner, and we'll talk about that more later. You've got a sunshade that extends down or recedes into the cockpit cover depending on the angle of the sun. You've got a 5-point seat harness, padded seat, a pocket on the inside for basic storage, cell phones, wallets. And on the back, for safety, you've got an LED light with 3 different functions. So now that you know the major components of your KidRunner, let's talk about the basic and really easy ways that you adjust your KidRunner to make it optimized for both comfort and performance. So again, let's start at the top of the KidRunner with the waist harness. So the waist harness has a clip and adjusts from both the left and the right side with these webbings. What we found is most people feel most comfortable with this waist harness quite snug and tight around the waist. You want to find what's most comfortable for you, and that might take a little bit of running and adjusting. We love your feedback, so please share it with us, and we're always available to help you as well. Again, the dog leash tether has a quick release, so if you're running hands and arms free with your dog, you attach the leash, this around the leash, and if something happens, the dog takes off, you need a quick release, you just pull this pin and the tether immediately releases and keeps you in control. Moving back, this waist harness release pin easily comes out and enables the harness to disconnect from the bow. We generally recommend just leaving the waist harness connected to the bow and stepping in and out of the waist harness instead of taking the waist harness on and off the bow. It's easy enough to do, but it's also super simple and convenient just to leave it on. Moving farther back, the bow. The bow connects to the forks through a quick release, and it slides back and forth by simply pulling up the quick release and moving this bow farther out for taller runners, farther in for shorter runners. What we're recommending is a neutral position for most runners where you don't see the bow sticking beyond this clear window in what we call the fork plate. But again, like all sports equipment, find what's most comfortable for you. So let's talk about one of the most important aspects of KidRunner comfort and performance, and that's the pitch of the cockpit, either forward or back. It's super easy. What you're trying to accomplish is just a very slight downward pressure on the hand that's holding the bow, because that's going to be the comfort of your waist harness around your waist. Put your child in the cockpit with the seatbelt on and simply reach forward, pull up the quick releases around the hubs, and adjust the cockpit back and forward, looking for just a little bit of downward force on the hand that's holding the bow. And then lock it in position with the quick release, and you're set. So now that you know the major components of your KidRunner, and you know how to optimize its comfort and performance, or how to find the sweet spot, let's talk about how to take apart your KidRunner. So let's start with the top again, the harness. All you do is pull this pin out and the harness is off. Next, how to take apart the bow. Simply pull the quick release up, unscrew it, and pull the bow out. Now the KidRunner is half the size. How do you take the wheels off? Super easy. Quick release on both sides, unscrew about 10 turns, and take the wheels off. What we recommend doing, because it makes it even easier, is storing the wheels, storing the bow, and the waist harness all in the cockpit. Super simple. Now there's one other thing that I want to make sure you guys are aware of. On the back and bottom of every KidRunner are two 1.5 pound weights, or a combined weight of 3 pounds. If any of you are running with children over 20 pounds, simply unvelcro these weights off the back and bottom of your KidRunner, take them off, and your KidRunner now is only 19 pounds. You've immediately lost 3 pounds. Next thing we want to tell you is how to take the forks off. So inside of every KidRunner comes an Allen wrench. You may lose this Allen wrench over time. It's a standard size, no problem. Simply take your Allen wrench and unscrew what we call the fork plate. Each screw has a lock washer on the top and a spacing washer on the inside. All of KidRunner's major fasteners are standard sizes, so if you lose anything over time, no problem easily replacing it. What we recommend doing is simply taking 2 of the screws off instead of all 4. Just makes it easier. Now the forks are in 2 parts. Next, quick release the wheels. Take the wheels off, store them in your cockpit, and simply pull the forks out, and you're ready to go. You're going to get one of these boxes. You're going to unpack it, and these are the parts you're going to find. The cockpit, the wheels, the waist harness, the forks, the bow. And inside the bag, you're going to find one Allen wrench, and you're going to find quick release skewers for the wheels. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is take the forks and attach them to the cockpit. Take one fork at a time, come to the side of the cockpit, and simply place the forks into what we call the hubs. So now you've got the forks in. What we recommend doing is putting the wheels on next. Take the wheel, the quick release skewer, put the star side of the wheel on the inside towards the cockpit, mount it on the axle, drive the skewer in, twist, and tighten. Now, you've got the forks and the wheels on, and one of your forks is loose. You're simply going to align the fork with the fork plate, take your screws. Remember, there's a lock washer and a spacing washer. Lock washer goes on the outside, spacing washer goes on the inside. Feed them into the fork plate, look through, align the holes. You can easily take a credit card or a zip tie or something thin if you're having a hard time getting the washer to align, and drive the screws in. So now you've got the forks inside the fork plate, you've got the spacing washer, and you've got each screw lightly tightened. Take the bow, remove the quick release, feed it into the fork plate. We recommend starting with a neutral position so that you keep the bow clear of this window. Put the quick release in, screw to tighten, attach the pin to the waist harness, and you're ready to start running with KidRunner. So now you know all the major components of your KidRunner. You know how to adjust it for optimum comfort and performance. You know how to take it apart, and you know how to assemble it. And like all sports equipment, before the first time you use it, just make a super simple check that all of the major connection points are tight. Screws, quick releases, wheels, and hubs, and you're ready to go. Again, welcome to KidRunner.